So Sinners, they've kind of got everything going on. They kind of know what to be expecting out of Revenant as well. It's really going to be coming up to Revenant to see if they can play their own map under here, under NBK here well on Anubis, and then try to take that momentum into Nuke. That's really the only chance I see out of these guys to really be able to beat the Czech players right now, because Sinners are looking like they are just ready to run home with this.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I feel like they absolutely have to win on Anubis, right? Because Nuke is going to be a very difficult prospect against the Sinners team. It's not just that the numbers look incredible for Sinners, because they are, you know, around that 50-50 mark, but you got to dig a little bit deeper and have a look at the recent results. They've just been tearing everybody up on that map. And as for Revenant, yeah, so that's why I say Anubis is really important for them. Not like Sinners are going to be pushovers on Anubis though, right? They're comfortable, they're happy to play the map in general. So Revenant have a tough job ahead of them here, especially with bringing a new few players into the mix as well.
Yeah, well, with that being said, we have the veto, we have the rosters here, Hayes, and Sinners and Revenant is going to be starting in around about a minute or two. We're getting the server set up, but while we're doing that, I also want to mention the fact that out here, Sinners are the expected winners, quote unquote, by 82% of you guys that have went on over to HLTV and have said, you know what, I want to pick a winner. Who do I think face value offers? Not really think about it too hard. Gonna be Sinners, right? So now I want to ask you, Hayes, right? Do you agree with that sentiment? Because I feel like we should be agreeing with that sentiment. Sinners have been looking amazing. They've got Oscar on the team. They've got Shock. They've been having this run of form. And as we're moving into Anubis right here, do you think Revenant have actually got more than 20% chances to take this best of 3 away?
Yes, absolutely more than 20% chance. I even think there's a chance they could find the upset. You got some big names here, particularly Navira and NBK. Those are the guys I'm looking at. We don't have Process on the server. We have got Lounx on the server, so I'm sure that gets you excited.
Ooh, yes, it does. There we go. My boy's on the server, ready to go. And look at how I've changed allegiances now. Okay, so who are you rooting for anymore?
Well, if you're gonna flip the script and go to Revenant, then I'll just take the favorite. That's too easy for me. So come on, yeah, you can't bet against your boy, surely, right?
Exactly. I have to swap sides. I'm preaching to the choir, and, well, let's see. Revenant CT side on my pick. Sinners T side out here on Anubis. They've picked it. They started it. And, Hayes, we're getting into it. CCT EU10 starting right back up here on the day. New day. New matchups. Let's see what they're bringing to the table as MBK is already out of the fight. Beastic into the side. Lau and Reiko are trading things back. And look at the USPs go. They're trading. They're going for the fights. And it's still going to be Tizian struggling but succeeding in the end. We find that headshot to Morisco and leaving us in a 1v3 for the man himself, Oscar, to keep going on these flanks. We've seen him on these flanks before. He's managed to secure them also. But now it's a little bit of a tougher affair.
Oh, it's going to be very tough here for Oscar to try and find a way back into this round. I mean, the bomb is under lock and chain right now. 2 players looking in this direction, so not really going to be finding any easy fights. Smart position there from Lanix as well, just covering himself behind the pillar. Needs to make sure he doesn't give up a 1 versus 1 here. I do like Navira's position, just basically out in the open. Okay, listen, Oscar is hitting heads lately. You don't want to give this guy even the slightest chance to make those sort of clutches work. He will go down, but just be a little bit careful, Revenant.
Yeah, well, good to see Navarro's on the server as well early, right? Usually he is one of the players that we're looking for to see if he has a good performance or not coming through for Revenant. That's usually a deal breaker as well here for the team. So good to see him starting up early, finding himself on USP clutch. Then Reiko, it's great to see him on the A1S immediately. Lonex going in immediately for the MP9 as well. Revenant are going to be trying to get everybody on the board as early as possible to kind of get that momentum rolling and let the steam be blown off so that Sinners do not have a way in too easily. Because surely Sinners will be able to find their way into this game and they will be putting up rounds, they will be putting up a competitive game. But you don't want to let them do that too early, because if they do that, well, then your advantage goes out the window. So, going to be 1-0. Pistol round 1 by the CZ side. Let's not get in over our heads, though. It's only the first round. Sinners will be sticking on down to this full Glock, most likely. We didn't get to see a bomb plant. We didn't get to see too many kills coming through for the T side. And instead, Morisco's just baiting me in. Okay, so there we go. Technical pause out the way, and we are getting straight into round number 2.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm a
Okay.
big fan of MBK. I've been a big fan of MBK for a long time. I've been watching competitive Counter-Strike since about 2014. He was at the top of the game then, man. Played in some of the biggest teams, the biggest orgs in the world, both international and French rosters, right? Just a veteran, a legend in the scene. And honestly, to get to cast a game in which MBK is playing is actually a privilege. So I just want to put that out there.
It's like one of my childhood dreams as well, right? Whenever, I think like one of my first few casts, I was casting Guardian, and like 16-year-old me, when I first started casting, I was like, oh my god, I'm actually seeing the guy I was watching on the major screen on CS before, like a couple of years ago. I'm getting to call his name now, which was crazy to me back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely MBK has that same like factor. But what were your favorite days with MBK? Were the G2 days, the Titan days, the Envious days?
That's a good question. It would probably have to go back to like Titan was when I started. That was with Shocks. That was like OG Apex. That was a hell of a roster. Kenny S was in that team. That was probably it. That or LDLC when he was with Happy and they also just dominated everything. The Envy team after that, I remember some crazy series between Envious and Fnatic. So it had to be just that era, like between 2014 and like 2016, maybe, I don't know if it was 17 where it ended with Envy, but around there or then.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? That's the thing with a lot of these teams, especially Revenant being one of them. By the way, we are into the full buy round, and Lonix is already going to be finding Shock. This is one of the things, right? With Revenant, with teams like Bleed especially coming into the scene. They've got all these big names that have X-Major winners in them, and huge players that have got that name value. And it's nice to see them back in the game, but it just, I don't know, it doesn't feel like their full potential. Right now, though, Reiko is going to be the first one to fall. Oscar, he's also a veteran coming into this one. He's been around since those 2014 days, and Beestick just shuts down MBK like that. Beestick is going to fall, and there you go. Finds 2, that flashes into the side, gets Sinners into the first round, and that was just a brilliant execute. Coming in from the T side, 1 and 2, they had the smokes down, the flashes over the top, and the headshots were crisp. Coming in from Beestick and Morisco to get Sinners that first round on the board.
Yeah, I mean, Revenant, for the most part, found themselves on the correct side of the map there to try and deal with Sinners, but they just got steamrolled there. That frag from Beastie completely unlocks the bomb site, and he doubles down after that. Revenant will afford another arsenal of weaponry. Nibiru, that's another name I'm really happy to see back in Counter-Strike. Listen, guys, he just went off into the wilderness a little bit. He had to just go and see what was on the other side. They say the grass is greener on the other side. Sometimes you have to go see for yourself that the grass is greenest where you water it. And in Counter-Strike, well, we're always wet. So, what can I say? Welcome back, Navira, though, honestly. It's so good to have him back in the Counter-Strike ecosystem. Risco will trade Lanix out. That's going to mean pressure starts to mount on the safe bombs. Like utility has kept Revenant out of the sight for now, or Mikey locks down the flank, and all the pieces just slot into place.
Not enough information for Revenant in that retake. You got to see them kind of enter with their back turns to the wall, and, well, now Sinners will be finding themselves over to the 2-2, equalizing things out and taking themselves over with the advantage as well. Nivera just wants to hold on to the AWP, but the hunt's coming right to him. Oscar really close, and if he manages to find his kill, he picks himself up a scope as well. That's exactly what Oscar wants and what Oscar will get. There you go. Sinners completely demolished this round coming through for Revenant. And sure, the CT started out well with the pistol and the capitalization, but now it is the Czech side's turn to be getting themselves up on this board. I mean, I like going down the line here and talking about all these players because, again, it's that pedigree, it's that experience, that history that kind of just makes the game what it is today. And definitely some of these names have shaped up what the game is today, which we absolutely love to see still in play. See how they're actually going around it and how the ecosystem has changed. But you've also got the new names, right? You've also got the Moriscos, you've also got the Lonixes. Even technically the Reikos, right? And look at this eco round coming through. The anti-eco just succeeds on a really good spray coming through from one of the players I was highlighting here. Morisco finds himself.
What I love though is that we get to see these newer, younger players playing with the veterans and the legends. Like you've got Oscar on the team with Mikey and Morisco. You've got MBK on the team with Launix and Raiko. Like that's only going to accelerate these guys' careers, getting to play with the legend like these names I've just mentioned. That's going to give them so much experience. That's going to benefit them so much in the long run. So I think it's a great way for sustainability in an esport, because it means that you've got the people who have set the foundation, who can pass the baton on and teach things to the new players, while the new players can bring their own flair. That's how you get longevity.
Yeah, and that's the fun part as well, that when you get to watch this game as a viewer, you get to see the new players learn from the veterans and also kind of surpass them half the time, right? You get to see these highlight reel moments coming through and showing up, like, where did Dom came from? Where did this Monacy dude came from? Where did, you know, all the up-and-coming firepower come from that we never would have expected? Even if I want to preach to my own choir and give examples of, like, Romanian players, where did D-Mech come from? Launix has had his big stint as well. Now he's taken a bit of a toll down, but he's still showing up half the time with consistency, right? So there's these individuals that are still showing up and amazing you when you least expect it. And I think, like, that's what also kind of keeps an esport alive, you know, when you're getting that new blood in, and when you're getting that firepower, and you're getting those moments that make you think, wow, this is possible in the game, this is cool, right? It's always nice to see. So as we're waffling on about, the round keeps going here. Full buy versus full buy here, Hayes. And it's 40 seconds left for Sinners to make a move. They've gotten some good space in towards middle. Nivera wants to check in and to deny, but it is going to be this A site being hit at the end of the day, I believe. Otherwise, Shock is going to feel the brunt of it, and Lau finds himself over to the first. So now they have to rethink their strategy. 20 seconds to go, and Beastic gets himself onto the B-bomb side. Timing is everything, and Reiko shuts him down. So where do Sinners go? They're stuck in middle, and Camera Room is their next stop.
Yeah, it's a good call, a good pivot and a good nade. They're searching, they're hunting deep into the bomb site right now to try and clear out these CT players. They're just not going to expect Tizian. He is the snake in the grass right now that will lock in the round for his team, and there we go. Actually takes them really long to find an angle there to get a kill, but it all works out for Revenant at the end, and they will level up the scoreline. She said it was a good decision to go through camera save, but that did play into Revenant's strengths, having that third player over on that side of the map.
Yeah, but now they did get the bomb down. Look at the amount of cash the T side has. Nothing to worry about on the Sinners squad. It's 3-3, and Revenant, the more rounds they're putting up onto the CT side, the easier things are going to get when they're moving down halves, right? Because remember, it's their own map pick, and Anubis, quite T-sided. So, AWP picked up for Nivera, and we do have Oscar onto his own as well. And, you know, if we want to just keep on going on the same angle, time on and time on again, I would like to also make a mention out here, for longevity's sake, for the boys that were supposed to substitute in out here for Revenant as well. We've got Tizian joining up now, ex-Entropic player, right, because he was benched over there, as Shock finds a great opener down towards A. But also Process, right, who was joining up, was supposed to be joining up out here for the side of Revenant. And we've just got names over names, but we'll keep on talking about that. The round keeps on going. It's round number 7 here, and the Ops are already making their way heard. Nivera takes a lot of damage, forced back out here by Beastic.
14 HP remaining, but 7 only on Oscar. So he's taking the damage as well, and there's not really that much util remaining for the CT side. Whereas Sinners, they're preparing for the A site exec. We've got Mikey rotating back around through T-spawn, trying to make his way across towards A, and Beastic has the perfect timing to take down Nivera, but the smoke is just in time to save him. Look at Beastic trying to great skin through this one, and Nivera sure is going to fall, but now information gathered. Tizian finds it, and Reiko's making up a lot of noise as well. It's down to a 3v3, and they're all stuck out here on main. The damage surely will be felt. The flashes will be coming through. Oscar not really having a lot to do with the smoke here, so he's waiting for it to go away. 30 seconds, the peek comes through. MBK, good for one. MBK traded and is now down to Reiko to find one spray on the 7 HP Oscar and the 10 HP Mikey. How will this retake go?
No. Oh, Oscar made noise on the jump up there. They're going to go deep into the bomb site right now. What's the timing like for Raiko?
Oh.
Rounds the corner, kills Mikey. Did he spot Oscar? Yes, he did. 100% the calls come through that he saw Oscar there. And that means he's just going to pursue him. Wide swing, gets the kill. Oh, man. I'm surprised Sinners decided to go so deep with it. I guess they were expecting Raiko to have been on the flank, but That was not the call from him at all. Just keeps it simple. Revenant, they're grinding through these rounds right now, but they're getting the points on the board, and that's all that they're going to care about. It doesn't matter how they come. It doesn't have to be pretty. But they've got a lead right now.
I mean, Reiko made that round decently pretty, I'd say. He played it down on water, he got seen, and everybody would have thought out here from Sinners, and they took that bait, that he would be making his way across from water into main, trying to push up into long. But instead, he doubled back around, he went all the way around to middle, and he managed to catch them off guard, finding Tizian on the timing, and then spotting out Oscar going into heaven as well. I think Reiko played that one really nicely. And now Revenant find themselves on the advantage once more. So the buy comes through for Sinners. They try to take up, you know, advantage towards middle. But it's still going to be Revenant holding down the 4 out here. I'm liking what I'm seeing from the CT side so far, man. I'm not gonna lie. Low. He's gonna fall down into main again, into long here. As Anubis. You know, you have to be a little bit aggressive. You have to try to take up this space. But Shock is doing a really good job right now. Flash comes through and Tizian trades. So at least it's the 4v4 and Sinners. They're always taking up mid, but they don't really do too much with it, do they? Well, they haven't until now.
Navera's got this angle under lock and key right now. Just posted up, doesn't really have to do anything else because MBK, well, he's got that B bomb site under control all by his lonesome. Relying on that smoke right now at B main. I wonder as that smoke starts to fade if Navera might be pulled back in that direction, and then there could be a gap in the middle. It's why Tizian's actually going searching right now. Raiko's even ahead of that molly as well, and Navera will get in on the action. I love how proactive the CT side is being right now. It started off with Tizian being flashed into the front of A main, then there's a second wave of aggression, and Revenant really have one option, that's to try and go B. MBK, E-Box in the corner, never going to be expected here by Mikey, but he still is actually able to adjust and hit the shot. That's going to allow for a bomb plant. Oscar, oh, that's great from Navera. Takes down his opposite number, and it's all on Mikey to try and clutch.
Mikey, 1v3, he's already found one with a really nice headshot. Knows about Nivera coming in through cave, surely. He might think that he could also be coming in through CT, so he has to check in consistently and periodically make sure that there's not that many peeks coming through. Flash on down to main, and Mikey gets spotted. Tizian is feeling himself, man. 3k in this round. He's 9-4 overall, and Revenant find themselves over to the 5-3. You can tell they're happy, and I would be too. They're not saving away the double op setup. AK more important. And, well, right now, I am pleasantly surprised by Revenant, I have to say, Hayes.
Yeah, I am as well. I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of them. I like the way that they're going about their business on the CT side right now. It's not like they're scared or nervous playing against the solid Sinners team, right? They're playing their own game right now. Tizian is looking pretty damn good. I really like Tizian on Entropic, by the way. I got to cast them once or twice. It's not like that team lasted all that long, which was unfortunate because I think they had some potential, you know. I think that team was actually going places with Regali and a couple other good names as well. But then obviously when the news came out about how the qualification process for the major had changed, Entropic just dropped the team, which I actually think is really just pretty shitty, because it means you're only picking up a team to try qualify for the major, so you can get stickers money. I don't want orgs in the space who are only in it to try and get sticker money, right? So I think that the players were just done super hard by with that. Now, if I'm wrong, then I apologize, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Either way, Tizian was the IGL for that team, and he wouldn't be the IGL here for Revenant, right? That's going to be MBK, like 100% through and through. So he can just take a bit more of a backseat in terms of the leadership department and focus more on his individual game. And we know he can frag.
Oh yeah, we've just seen it right now, but Oscar can too. Remember, Nivera wanted to peek on in, and Reiko trades it back immediately. The pole is going to go down as well. Oscar just keeps it going, and if Oscar wasn't here, the round would have been much tougher to actually make here for Sinners. But the bomb is planted, and they spotted out the retake attempt, but they've only seen Tizian. I don't think they know about Lao moving in through main as well. Revenant, I think they might be calling in for the save right now. Not that much cash in the bank here, so yeah, the rifle's gonna be getting saved away here, and it will be 5-4. Jumping the gun out here, Sinners will be getting themselves onto the bomb site, onto a bomb plant, and onto a round win. But yeah, I do fully agree with you. I also have that opinion about Entropic. And the thing is, also, I was with the Entropic organization for around about half a year, a couple of years ago, back after they just made the switch from the all-Russian team. they went on in for a bit more of a in-house approach with a lot of check names. But yeah, I was there during that period of time, and I would have to agree. I think they were mainly in it for the sticker money. Because we don't really get to see them all that much. I think their academy project actually did a little bit more in Tropic Prague than the main Entropics team did for a while there, and they always got upgraded to the main team, but then they were immediately either sold off or sent away to try new stuff, or the players themselves didn't really like to stick around for too long. So yeah, it is unfortunate, but it is kind of how Entropic kind of crumbled to be what it is today.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few orgs in the space. I know iNation was another one that departed after the announcement came through from Valve. They have come back since then, and I mean, they're just back in and out of the space like a revolving door right now. Either way, we're going to have to restart this round here. Clearly a bit of a tech issue. Feels like we've just had gun round after gun round here, actually. I don't remember an eco round in the past, like 5 or 6, because well, both teams have almost always just had like just enough money, or they had a few players who stayed alive, so they're able to carry guns over. And again, it's going to be another full buy coming through here, but I don't think either team's going to have much residual cash. So I reckon whoever loses this might actually have to settle for a save, especially if it's the CT side. You know, if there's a bomb plant for Sinners, there's still a little bit of round loss bonus. They could probably justify a buy, but yeah, 5-4. Sinners looking to level it up. It's the T side. I reckon they got to win the half here.
They do have to. It's almost a must-do if you want to get yourself over to a first map win, which is to at least make it competitive and try to find the 7-5 here. Sinners not really allowed to make too many other mistakes. They've had perfect buys, as you've been mentioning, up until now because of that advantage they had back in round number 6, where they managed to have like 10k in the bank even though they were losing the rounds. They planted away every single bomb, they managed to find themselves on a lot of kills, and they were just overall aggressive enough to really vie up for that economy, and now that they built it, they have to utilize it as well. Revenant, some really nice clutches, some really good moments from Rivera, from Tizian, manages to find them over to the advantage. Now, can they keep that going? It's 5-4, and if the CT side manages to find 6 or 7 rounds here, they will be more than happy. Let me tell you what, MP9 wants to trade back there for Lau, and he is going to be managing to do that. Tizian takes a lot of damage in the process though, 10 HP remaining, and you might want to go up to Nivera to trade away for that AWP. However, Nivera kind of stuck into the B-bomb site. Out here with Reiko, they're trying to see what they can get out of this round, and Oscar does manage to quick scope his way around an MP9, and look at Beastie go as well. The IGL shuts down the push, and all that's left is the Frenchman and the Belgian. MBK and Nivera, technically 2 of the biggest names we've got here, have to try to clutch up a 2v4 in a really tough scenario for them because they have to play up the buddy system, they have to stay together, and they, I think, will be gambling on over to this A-bomb site where Sinners are not really looking towards.
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of group up together, like you say, defend one bomb site if they come your way. You can try and make something happen if they go the other side. You just save your guns. And right now, Sinners are going through middle. Naviera is here, and then NBK is on A. So there's a world in which Naviera gets like 2 and then gets traded, and then it's a 2v1 for MBK. He's on A. He could win it from there. Oh, Naviera's going to go searching. He's caught the bomb carry. Drops B-stick. Can't find the follow-up, and Oscar's going to hang back around you to make sure Naviera can't join up with MBK, but MBK on the A bomb site's found a frag. Naviera's been traded up at the time. The time's the problem, Atro. They have time for the kill. Is there time for a plant? Only just, I think. Oscar's died to the flames to try and cover his teammate. MBK is pushed through. Shock after planting the bomb has to find the kill, and he does just in time. My God, how do Sinners keep that one together?
That round was way too close for comfort. Revenant about to just win it out. MBK did so much in that round because we got to see the perspective there for Nivera versus Oscar down on middle, and they actually at that timing I went like, oh, because I thought Oscar just missed his shot, right? He went in through the smoke, tried to go for a lucky pot, but instead he brings out the P250, connects on the shot over to the upper, and MBK had a 1v3 to go there, denies the first entry into the side, and then managed to find a second with that incendiary as well. Had the peek down to Shock as well, so that round could have really gone his way. Shock, he finds a headshot, but it was getting way too close for comfort. Back to the A side we go. Sinners managed to win this one out too, but it is technically a force buy out here from the CT side, so they have to save up whatever guns they've got and then try to play for a 6-6 split. Sinners not looking too bad. Reiko Takes down one more gun here. If they manage to find Oscar as well somehow, and save away that AWP, this is not a bad force buy at all. The saves are what matters. Coming through into this one. Bomb's gonna explode anyways.
Otherwise, they're gonna have rocks, right? Sticks and stones to work with in the next run if they don't carry these guns through. Rolling the dice with the force buy is understandable, but unfortunately doesn't work out for them. Means Sinners will get their noses in front, and 7-5 looks likely. Who are you backing at that point if we do go 7-5?
7-5. It's tough because it's still very competitive. It's still very equal. And right now, Sinners don't really have that wow factor to go in yet. Even though Oscar is 14-6, by the way, right? I mean, he's definitely not slacking at all. But I feel like Revenant have got their good sides as well to them, especially with Tizian really feeling himself on the aim duels. So I would still have to go for my initial backing of Revenant, especially seeing as it is going to be their own map pick here into the T side. But Sinners, they find Pistol, and my tone might sway a little bit. Oh, Lao goes aggressive. Tizian with the flash support, and there you go. That's a nice entry, but it's going to be immediately traded back. It doesn't even matter. 3v3 now. The bomb not yet picked up. Oscar finds another, but not before Reiko actually trades himself out. Lots of fights very early on. More aggressive than I would have believed out here from both Revenant and Sinners.
Yeah, just butting heads. Both kind of dizzy at the end of it, but still in the fight as they regather their senses. 2 versus 2, plenty options available all the time in the world. Beastick's in a really good position in E-Box, and Oscar's going to go back to join up with him. But that's exactly where both the Revenant players are. Beastick, though, times his peak to perfection. Catches both players looking the wrong way. Where was Tizian looking there after Lanix was clearing out B main? Looked like he was checking back towards spawn or something. I have no idea. Either way, Sinners, they're going to be very happy with how they recover the first half. Revenant were in complete control at one point, I think it's safe to say, but Sinners will take control into the second half.
And there you go. Sinners do manage to keep up what they had to do, which was to go 3 rounds flawless to actually find themselves on a winning position, and now they are in a winning position. 7-5, and pistol rounds going to mean a lot. Either Revenant take it on their T side and they take away the advantage. They manage to actually put up a little bit of momentum back away again, and momentum on the T side on Anubis definitely goes a long way. Or Sinners take away the pistol, they manage to capitalize 9-5, and from that point onwards, Revenant are just going to be fighting an uphill battle, where they're going to try to keep on consistently trying to come back, while Sinners just need to cherry pick away rounds to keep up that advantage. Find one here, let the other team pick up 2, then play with your economy, find another, try to keep up momentum going with your full buys, and just try to take them out from there. But if Sinners do manage to actually find this momentum, then it's really going to be a tough affair coming into the entirety of the best of 3 for Revenant to really come back from that. So this pistol round I feel like is going to be crucial for the entirety of this best of 3, I'd say. Sinners, really important. Let's see them lock in. Smoke and a defuse get onto Beastick. And right now, actually, Hayes, Beastick is the 2nd highest fragger that we have. Well, the 3rd highest fragger in the server, the 2nd highest fragger on Sinners, which is always a good sign if your IGL is feeling himself on a day.
Oh, absolutely, because you know that's going to translate to his calls as well. Right now, he's going to have to shoot heads, not call in the round. He will find one. His teammate, Mike, he locks it down. No, 2 brilliant kills coming through from him. Eventually runs out of ammo, but he's done his job, surely. Now he can leave it to his teammates. Maurice goes the first on the scene. Oscar will arrive as well. And now he's going to be hoping that Shock can finish off the job, because Oscar's position is known, but no. He'll just swing and get the kill to finish off the round himself. And Sinners translate well from the end of that first half into the start of the second. A good start to their defensive half as they pick up the pistol.
Yeah, Reiko looked a little bit jump scared there for a second. He went in, over-flicked on the headshot. Could have had that round, honestly. It was down to 1v2,
but now that Sinners do manage to take away that pistol, we go into the situation that I was talking about. Sinners will be able to capitalize off of this round as well. We don't really get to see any investments from the T side besides a P250 there on Reiko. And it is going to be tough right now, right? Because Revenant will have to just play this Sisyphus role in this Anubis. Even though it's their own map pick, they'll have to consistently try to make a comeback, try to push in that boulder that Sinners right now are just trying to crumble down the mountain, and the MP9s are finding so much value into this round as well. All the kill bonuses strumming on along here for Beastic and Morisco. And Sinners now 9-5. It's going to be quite tough out here for Revenant to try to play this one down, because if they lose the gun round, I could say honestly, it's almost game over. It's a big nail in the coffin.
Oh yeah, it could slip away very quickly at that point for Revenant if they do lose this next gun rounds. There's a lot weighing on this one. What's the play gonna be? What's the call coming through here from NBK? You know they have to win this round.
The call apparently
Pace coming through from Sinners. My goodness, Morisco with the MP9 not pulling his punches. He will catch Navira. The molly means that there's no chance for a trade. Mikey's here to support Navira at range with the rifle, and it's a brilliant combination.
Beautiful peel off and peel on out here from Morisco and Mikey. The new additions out here to Sinners continues to show us why they were picked. Right, great communication coming out here for the Czech side, and it's the MP9s trying to be aggressive because it's just a bonus round overall. If you don't overcomplicate it, if you don't overthink it, it's MP9s and FAMASas trying to go into this round. Oscar's already 17-6, right? So surely there's someone to try to clutch up if needed, and he's got the A1S, and right now it's not the A1Ss pulling through out here for the team. It's Morisco moving on through with this MP9, fighting to already into water, and Tizian is just having himself a 1v1, but he's gonna fall as well. Beastic finds that one with the MP9, and this is just Sinners running away with the game, as it is gonna be double digits. And Sinners only 3 away from closing out this first map, and possibly even the best of 3. As next map up, remember out here, Matt, is going to be the map pick of Sinners. And it's going to be quite tough out here for Revenant to try to duke it out on Nuke.
Yeah, I just love the call coming through from Sinners in that round, man. I love how they just throw caution to the wind and run at Revenant because they know how important the round is for the T side, but they never give them any time to actually just settle or get into the round, right? So that was lovely stuff. Nade goes a bit too deep. If it was half a second earlier, that would have done monumental damage, and Revenant, well, just looking to group up with 4. It's Tech 9s there, or it's 3 rather at the front of A main. A couple players late through middle, phasing through a smoke. I mean, there's 3 players on the same bomb side, Beastic in middle, so Sin is well poised to deal with what's coming their way.
Yeah, great call out here from Beastic to stack up a little bit onto the A side. He was playing down the middle as well, trying to just be a microphone, just knowing what the rotations are kind of going to be looking like, so he can actually command his teammates around and they can just focus on their aim duels. Even though it is a force buy round, even though it's actually an eco round coming through for Revenant, you still have to be very, very careful. These are the rounds that can always slip away when you would least expect it. So the anchor there on B, Mikey, will be looking around for main, seeing if there's anybody actually trying to fully lurk around. No one's seen yet, but he is going to have resistance in around about 2 seconds. Reiko finds off the big fish indeed, shuts him down on middle, and it is going to be Mikey not connecting on anything just yet. Spotted out information, Revenant down on canals. Doubling back down out here towards the A site, MBK calling a lot of big moves. But Sinner still seem decently poised to deal with this.
I really like the way Revenants have actually moved their way around the map in this round. 17 seconds on the clock, and it's going to be a big region towards the say. Bomb side flash to keep them at bay. Morisco only good for 1 shot, needs to double down, and he does. Now it's about life preservation, but he catches them in transition onto the bomb side. He's taking another. He could even deny the bomb plant here as well, and he does. Wonderful work coming through there from Shock. That's just great game sense, man. Very small micro decisions made to perfection in terms of how he picks and chooses his fights and the timings in which he swings for those fights as well. Just really good work out of Shock.
And a little bit lucky as well, because the second player he peeks into could have taken him down, but it was, I believe, Reiko, who was down to like 10, 20 HP. So when that Galil makes a move around to try to take him out, a bullet connects onto him. If he had 10 more HP, and the first bullet didn't take him down, I think Shock would have gone down there. Either way, it is great game sense. He did actually play the last 2 kills to perfection. So yeah, now Revenant have definitely kill the pooch with that one. It's 11-5. It was the eco, I get it, sure, but it was something that you were supposed to at least get that bomb down, have enough util into this round, play for perfection, play for that flawless endeavor on the comeback. That's just not gonna happen anymore. It's 11-5. Sinners just need 2 more. And well, sure, the full buy's on screen. You've got firepower, but you've also got Sinners rocking with theirs. So, A side given up upon right now. Sinners just trying to take mid control alongside the B players, which are calling in empty. Shock finds another headshot and just shows us why he's so consistent, why he is one of the big firepowers out here into the Sinners squad. Gonna get traded though by Tizian. Bomb needs to get picked up, and away to A we go. What do you make of the squad here,
Well,
Matt?
from Sinners,
From Sinners, yeah. They gave up on
yeah,
the
I
inside,
think
he
it's
tried
one of
to
those
make-
things that you have to do because you're down 4v4. CT side's already difficult as it is, and they've had some good reads on the map already, both T side and CT side. So they kind of just want to keep backing that. You look at their money, it goes, yeah, you could have something in the next round if you lose everybody here, but you don't really want to, you know, risk it. And you got so many rounds to play with. I think it's a good conservative choice.
Okay. Well, they are allowed very much so to play conservatively because it's only 11-6. The advantage is still gonna keep on going no matter the rounds that they're losing right now in the game. What I would have liked to see is try to play in for these exit frags, which that's exactly what they're doing. Lau, if he falls here, no more cash in the next. However, we'll be finding the IGL, shuts him down, looks in for the second onto Oscar as well. AWP is not gonna get to have any fun in this exit round kill though. 11-6 strings about. Couple of nades going in, dealing a bit more damage. However, I don't think all of these nades are really needed, as you're going to be reinvesting into them anyways, coming up into round number 18. And Revenant, you managed to put one up on the board. Now, do you believe here, Matt? Do you believe in the comeback from Revenant? Can they do it?
Honestly, I would have thought so at the start of the map. If I'd seen that same form from them throughout, I would have believed. But they just kind of tapered off since then a little bit, you know. Looks like if it's not Tizian getting multi-kills in the round, then it's bust. So I need more out of them before I start to believe. For now, I'm still fully backing Sinners to finish off the job. So glad that Launix actually featured, and that took you to Revenant's side, and that means they became your prediction. I got Sinners, so I'm laughing all the way to the bank right now, Atro.
You are. Currently, the score is looking in your favor. However, the game's not done just yet. So Revenant, into this round, will be finding themselves off to MBK again, trying to take first contact into middle, trying to clear that out. And that's been a consistent theme of both Sinners and Revenant. Either they're focusing down on these extremities, and the T side are always picking up on that middle presence and kind of taking over the space. It's free real estate. Or it's full on down, CT side focused onto middle. They get a little bit of a duel coming in. It's either a 4v4 or they trade away with a man advantage. But then the sides are kind of left empty. The T side always manages to somehow find the correct one. They win out their gambles into this first map of Anubis. So it's all about taking space right now. And MBK has done a lot of that. He's calling in for the B hit as he's had Nivera kind of hold off for water. He had to hold on a little bit more as he's heard the movement out there from Shock himself. So information is being gathered out there on towards the B bomb site as we're gonna get to see the full-on execution towards B happen. Lau finds the first, trades on back, and it's gonna still be the T side finding these kills. Nivera will be going down to Shock as well. Don't know what happened there. It looked like Nivera always knew that Shock was gonna be rotating back around. And now it's up to Morisco. Basically a 1v3 inside of the B-bomb site. He gets flashed off as well once the entry. He's got the defuse kit as well. Shock is way too far away to actually contribute to this round. And I don't know how Morisco just got into the side without even being noticed. But the round's still gonna go the way of Revenant. So it's 11-7. And they're starting to bring it back. I'm really sad we didn't actually get to see Launix's double kill into the side, because that basically won them the round.
Yeah, it's really good to see him coming alive like that. That's what I was referring to, needing to see more out of from the individuals on Revenant before I have some belief. And you know what, that round alone has got me interested now once again. It's got me thinking, maybe Revenant are still actually in the fight here on Anubis. There's going to be another gun round they have to get past here, or is there? Oh, it's going to be touch and go. Yeah, they'll spend their money. Makes sense. Couple players a little bit low, and a double AWP set up to be employed here by the CT side. What do you make of this buy, Atro?
Oh, it's a ballsy one for sure, but I think it's a much needed one for Sinners to try to dampen the momentum out here for Revenant. If they manage to show up with a double op setup and win a round, surely it's game over by then. So Nivera has got his work cut out for him. If he doesn't manage to win on this op duel, then the round could crumble apart, especially down in towards B, and especially down in towards A, I meant to say, in towards Waters. Because if Sinners start pushing up and they take away this advantage, and you've got Beastick on the MP9 alongside someone like Shock or Oscar trying to back him up, then they can take a lot of space, kind of give up on middle a little bit with the presence, and just stick on down to these two sides. It's going to be an interesting call coming through from Beastick. I'm looking forward to see where he's actually going to be employing those two AWPs, because Revenant, they're going to be playing their default, so they're going to be falling right into the hands of what Beastick is trying to cook up here, and instead, they've gone in for that usual setup of trying to take over middle. They've employed Shock in towards mid, and the op aggression is actually going to be going in towards B. So let's see if Tizian can actually deal with this or not. Oh, and he can't.
Okay, well, that's a good way for Sinners to set things in motion. First AWP already finding success. Love the way that Oscar gets himself into the round, right? He's 19 and 8, he's feeling it right now, and he's not content with just that one opening kill. He's looking for more, but it's going to be the second AWP that gets called into action here, because they're heading in towards the same bomb side. Navera looking to peek above the smoke, but Shock was ready for it, and now both AWPs have already found success. Beastick is closing the door in on them. My goodness, he gets a kill and he gets out of charge. He's going to come across the bomb here as well, Atro. I'm not sure if he's actually spotted it yet, you know. I don't think he has. There's no room for Revenant to work with in the round here, but Sinners just need to make sure and be careful that they don't overplay their hand here.
No, but this is literally the perfect way this round could have gone for Sinners, right? The AWPs all find impact,
And now Marie's
and even the third one, yeah, even the third one connects. So Beastick just had the flank all day today, managed to find himself off on so much space. He actually takes down two here towards the end, and it was Shock and Oscar managed to take up so much space, finding kills with the AWPs. And apparently, now that the double op setup was brought out and it worked, they're going to be winning out the map as well because of it.
Oh man, pretty lame that they don't keep all three AWPs. That would have been cool. But either way, this is going to be their best opportunity to close out the map. A Galil and a Mac 10 in the mix here for the T side. They're going to win 5 in a row to keep themselves alive on their own pick, Atro. Otherwise, we go to Nuke next with Sinners leading the series 1-0. That's a pretty scary prospect for Revenant, and it looks the likely one as well.
It looks the very likely one. The IGL one head-to-head went down there. Beastick 17 and 12, feeling much better than MBK right now. Managed to shut him down, and Oscar also finds his 20th on my boy Lau. Not having a good time around whatsoever here, Matt. So Reiko, he trades back on the X-Academy player, but spotted out immediately and traded Oscar. Happy to be playing this game, happy to have this AWP in hand. Just continues to show us why he's the veteran that he is. He's the star power that he is. And all that's left is Reiko with a spray down will fall, and it's Sinners to take this map away. 13 on the board already reached, and Revenant, even though it was their own map pick, they're only able to pick up 7. So now, as they're going to be moving into Nuke, things are not going to be looking that great out here for the Indian organization.
Only problem is it's not like they get 7 across the board. They had like 5, they were leading 5-4 at one point, I'm pretty sure, and they only get 7 in total from there, while Sinners amass 13. So a great run there from Sinners to close out their opponent's pick means that they take the lead. Nuke up next is a rough one for Revenant because of how good Sinners are. They've shown some fantastic form on the map lately, and I think Revenant will really struggle to contain Sinners either way. We're going to find out exactly what that second map has in store for us after this quick break.
Are you sick of just opening cases? Join the events. At each event, you can find special cases from which tokens fall. Tokens are your ticket into a world of unique awards. For tokens, you can buy a skin, premium, or special balance. Try your luck in the skin generator. Also, you can leave your tokens at the token vault, and the more tokens you keep, the better skin you'll get. Add variety to opening cases with Hellcase.
Do you have any unnecessary skins or want to sell them? Try Skin Place. Visit the website, select the skins you want to use. Easily fill your Steam trade link. Make sure we offer good prices and choose a payment method. Hit the button and boom, instant cash. Safety. Low commissions. Instant payouts. Skin Place.
Alright, we're back, and we're going to be getting into the second map soon enough. First game of the day, Sinners versus Revenant locking horns, and it was a good start to that first map from Revenant, but once Sinners got going, Revenant just weren't able to stop them.
It was a wonderful start as well from the likes of Oscar, right? We got to see him go over the 20 line there, find a lot of kills, show us what he's made of. And he wasn't the only one. Really pleasant surprises coming through from Beastic and Mikey as well, showing us that there is always consistency, even in the players that you least expect it out of. And now Sinners find themselves over to a map win over Revenant on their enemy's map pick as well. Then we head on over into Cedar Creek out here, Matt, where it is going to be Nuke to try to be seen closing the best of 3 off on a 2-0 if Sinners keep up this form.
It's going to be really tough. It's going to be really, really tough for Revenant to stop that from happening because of how good the Sinners team have been on Nuke lately. You go back and you look at their results in the past month kind of thing, and this team have just been tearing it up on the map. Pretty much, yeah, everybody that they come up against, right? Even games that they do lose have been very close. They've beaten some big teams like Bait and Koi on the map, both very strong Nuke teams, and those teams got 3 and 4 rounds on the map against Sinners respectively. They beat Zero Tenacity 13-6, and they beat Gaming Gladiators, and remember, Gaming Gladiators, they're Nuke enjoyers. So that's a good result. Even though Sinners lost that series, it's still a good look for Sinners on that map in particular.
Exactly. It's one of their best few maps and definitely a scary prospect for Revenant to be jumping into, especially with their heavy hitters not really heavily hitting, right? Laonix comes into this one and doesn't have the best of performances. Reiko does show us a good time around, but still not enough to really quote-unquote carry. And one of the guys that we weren't necessarily expecting it out of, but that did show up, was Tizian. Right, so I feel like MBK and Nivera, the two big names, have to step up here as well. Lau, he needs to show us what he's made of. He had a slow start there on Anubis. Definitely can get it going on Nuke. So for Revenant to actually make a comeback out here, it is going to be taking a monumental task, but not an impossible one coming through from the international roster.
If they can get it to Dust 2, then I think we have a game on our hands. But it's just going to be really tough to make that happen. We need to see that first half form, the start of the first half form out of Revenant coming into Nuke here. You know, Sinners are going to start on the T side, of course, but they're so good at taking space on the T side of this map. Just watch out for Morisco in particular. You'll see him flying off silo, dropping on the mini roof, like looking for fights outside early round, pressuring the A bomb site through mini. They're just, like I said, a really tough team to contain.
Yeah. And now that we kind of know what to expect as well coming out from Nuke, I'm sure that most of the camp is going back to your side out here, Hayes. And most people will be thinking that Sinners are going to be ending this one off 2-0. Now, I do agree, but we also have to think about the namesake here and the possibility that these players will be coming back up and they will be showing us what's good out here for the Revenant squad. As later today as well, they've got another best of 3 to go out here for the CCT Revenant. They're gonna be going up against Favbet into Series 11, which Series 11 also is starting on the Swiss stage as well. So we're just getting going through the seasons, right, man? I mean, we're just continuously pushing through CCT after CCT, and you probably have seen also But for you guys at home that haven't seen the schedule out here for all the tournaments that are lined up for 2025 and 2026, that's only for Tier 1. Imagine how many we'll be getting out of Tier 2 as well. It is going to be such a packed schedule. I'm absolutely loving it. I can't wait for 2025 to roll about.
Well, if you love Counter-Strike like Atro, then don't go anywhere, because the game is live. We're going to be jumping into the action here on Nuke. Revenant, obviously, CT side start for them, and they've got to start strong.
They do indeed. Pistol round. Gonna mean a lot out here, as it did back before. It will now as well. Dooley's being bought up by Lau and Tizian, and we've got ourselves a game, ladies and gentlemen. Sinners T side. They've got the map advantage as well. Now let's see if they'll have the round advantage too. P250 on Shock, and everybody will be moving in to try to find that initial first blood. Try to smell the iron in the air out here, Matt. Let's see who's going to be starting things off.
What's the plan here for Sinners? Going to be a smoke into the front of Mini, then a flash to try and get across outside. It's Beastic who's going to look to try and cross with Shock. Shock's going second with the P250, so Beastic can try and find players and then relay the info through to the P250 carrier. They'll catch MBK back in transition. Lance is boosted up with the Julies. Oh my goodness, he's missed so many shots, but Navera's arrived just in time. But Oscar's found both.
Oscar apparently had a flying headshot onto Mikey there on boost, and also finds himself onto the second kill as well. So USP picked up, and now the A side's kind of empty. Revenant, they had that round in the bag with that entrance down in front of ramp, and then the individuals kind of didn't show us what we were expecting. Shock, a bullet to the back of the head. It leaves us in a 1v3. Rayco is going to feel the brunt of that USP as well. One tap is all it takes, and Sinners take away the pistol. This couldn't have been a better start out here for Sinners.
I mean, both teams looked very messy in the pistol round there with that fight towards ramp. Larnick stayed alive for a hell of a lot longer than he should have. Feels like he fires off all 40 bullets, but he doesn't even get a single kill. Then Navira rotates around, he gets 2 quick taps. Then Oscar finds a quick double. I mean, that round was just all over the place. Eventually, Sinners will come out on top, and the Revenant going to force buy in response. What's their plan?
Seemingly the same thing for now. Lau and MBK holding down in towards ramp side. And we've got ourselves the hold for Revenant as well. Outside, Reiko wants to push. Mori score, ready for it. See, the Galil, bit too quick on the movement there. The scout wants to trade and should be able to. Yes, it does. Morisco hit away by that MP9. Reiko's legacy continues in the form of Rivera. But in the form of Sinners, we get ourselves the push on A. Here come the utility, and here come the rotates. MBK and Lau trying to hold it down. Hearing Shock here. Good for 1 and the second. Lau and X. Good for 2. The UMP wants to go for more and will manage to do so with the help of Nivera. So that's the end of the round, and the force buy goes through. And what was a great start for Sinners turns into a horrible situation as they lost against the force buy.
Yeah, horrible for Sinners, fantastic for Revenant. Navira just dealing in multi-kills right now. Larnix as well in that round. That's exactly what they needed to turn the tide to start off this the CT side. Couldn't afford to go down 0-3. What I will say is actually, yes, Sinners, they're going to be behind the pace now because they win the pistol show, but then lose to the force buy means they don't get that extra counts of round loss bonus. So now it's just upgraded pistols and limited utility. Perfect time for Revenant to build themselves up on the CT side.
But never say never. We've seen force buy wars actually go the distance even through the pistols. So Sinners out here will be pushing outside as the secret they go.
Nade will be dealing damage, and Oscar will be dealing in gravestones. He's gonna fall. MBK looking in to try to connect with this MP9, only good for 1. And Shock also finds Tizian there, bomb planted. Look at this round go. Much better than initially anticipated. Sinners at least managed to find that cash on the kills and on the bomb plant. So most likely, could be another force buy coming through for the Sinners side. our boy back as well. And the game to go through, round number 4, and the force buy. Kinda there. We've got a scout on Oscar. Don't know where that spawned in from.
Must have been Mikey, I guess, dropping it across to him. I don't know. Let's see if Oscar can make good of it, though. Because when you drop a gun to a teammate, you want to see it pitch up in the kill feed. You want to see it having some sort of impact. He's going to head towards outside. That makes sense. Can he find a head? Raiko's already found one, and a body of Morisco as well. So, perfect way here to deal with the eco.
Yep. A1S just 1, 2, and 3 manages to show us a really good time around. The cleanup crew has to be on Mikey's shoulders now. And he already dropped, but now he has to make most of the work. So the nade is going to be sent out. And... okay, it's not even needed. Lau has a drop down in with the lurk. Manages to shut him down. Tech 9 already here. The Deagle will not get retrieved, but it's not really necessary. As it's 3-1, Revenant. Nice little start down out here onto their CT side, but remember, Nuke very CT-sided. Sinners finally on some guns. Second gun round that we get to see out of the Czech squad out here on this T side. Let's see what they've got. Let's see where they'll go. Secret apparently not really working out for the Sinners squad, so they'll rethink it, and perhaps we'll get to see our first fast push into A as well.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be pacey. Coming through from Sinners. Tizian will deal with the first. He has to get traded instantly out, and he does, but Loudix has been able to get in on the bomb side. A multi from him turns the tide. NBK in heaven will send his opponents into hell. He was waiting a while to try and affect the defense. Hasn't really found any favorable angles, but for me, Loudix is the difference maker there. Pushing through the smoke, taking that initiative.
But a match made in heaven there. I don't know if you picked up on it, but Laonix and MBK were playing perfectly off of one another. Laonix jumped in through the smoke on Mini, tried to find someone, actually found the first, looked in on the second, found the spray transfer perfect. MBK right then and there comes into Peel, denies the entry in from Hut, which saves away Lau and the bomb side as well, because that could have still been an entry from Mikey and Oscar playing on down there from Hut. So really well coordinated and well communicated out here for Revenant to get themselves over to the 4-1. Now most likely the 5-1 as well. The Keck 9s, don't know how much they'll do into this round. And it's tough to actually enter, but now that they have, it is going to be Shock to try to entry up, and actually, good for the first, checks in down to heaven. Nivera's going to fall as well, and look at Laonix falling too. Wait a moment, because the round turned around. What is happening here, Matt? MPK, last man standing, and he needs a 3K to actually succeed here. Found one outside on blue box, wants to deny him the kill, and will be able to find Morisco. Mikey down to 23, but this round was just Tech 9s, and look at this pulse plan scenario, and MPK is in with a monumental task on the clutch.
Oh, I mean, I don't think he can make this one work. He's got a kit and he's got a smoke, sure, but he's just going to go down to Mikey as he looks to try and peer back into the bomb site. Head exposed, kill comes through, and Sinners have made the eco round work. That is just devastating for Revenant, who are fighting to level up the series right now. They've done really well up until that point to win 4 rounds in a row, but then they crumble to the pistols.
Oh my, I was saying Tech 9s can do a lot of work. What am I thinking? What am I saying out here, Matt? It's Tech 9s, of course they can work. Right, so there we go, 4-2. Sinners back on track to winning ways, but the buy is still out here for Revenant, so never rule them out. Perfect flash to start out here for MBK. However, gets a drop down in towards B, checks out for Secret, and let's see if the noise he's making is going to be activating Morisco on this kill. Does he expect him? Never. Does he expect that fast of a push coming through from Morisco? And the double up did not happen. Reiko trades immediately. B-stick on the bomb. If he falls down here, it's going to be looking quite tough for Revenant to... Oh my goodness, Shock, that turnaround. Hello? There we go, Nivera good for 2. At least the AWP is pulling through leagues ahead.
Wow.
And speaking of the AWP, Oscar somehow wins that duel.
He's also faking as though they're going to go in towards the A bomb site from here to try and take the attention away from the lower sites, of course. He has got a smoke and a flash on him as well. B-Stick's still in towards Secret, and it looks like Oscar's doing a good enough job of it right now. He's just in the bomb site with his AWP out. He's going to go down the ladder. It's actually the perfect play, the perfect antidote to how Revenant are moving across the map right now.
5 seconds. Sinners can go really wherever they wish. They could just go up into the vents right now and head on over back to A, but instead, Revenant, they have the gamble. They think A's safer, more attempts, more ways of approach out there for Sinners on that bomb site, but instead, with 15 seconds left to go, I think Revenant are figuring this one out. It's not going to be coming over to A, it's the B site all day. Hearing them on vent, that's going to be Oscar on another, and the last bullet in the mag too, Oscar. Oh, there you go. This round was just oppers all around. Nivera made the round kind of work out here for Revenant, but then Oscar brings it out immediately back. And Sinners, well, they picked up a Tech 9 round, they pick up a full buy, 4-3, and somehow Revenant still have got cash left, so we'll see what happens after this one. Because it's starting to get way more competitive than Revenant were initially thinking.
Well, I mean, Oscar is just incredible because he hasn't had any of those kills given to him in the round. He's had to go searching for them. He's had to make plays. He's had to be brave. And he's won the round almost single-handedly for his team. And that reduces Revenant to pots and pans. They're very sure as an AWP and there's rifles, but they're so light and util, and Lanix has a 5-7. So they're shiny pots and pans, but let's see if they're going to be able to cook anything up here in the round.
Let's see. Low 5-7. I love that design. I've seen it so often on the Mac 10, right? Just get the saw stickers and kind of make a little bit of a triangle.
Yeah.
If you guys want to get some stickers as well, not just skins, you can head on over to Hellcase, use our partner's code CCT for 10% bonus on your first few deposits, and you can try to make up a couple of decent builds, different crafts with them. But remember, it is still gambling, trying to open up all those cases, so be responsible with your money, don't bet with more than you can afford to lose, and with that being said, do not go over there if you're under the age of 18. Really, really important. Speaking of gambles, though, we're into the B bomb side and we see no one here. 30 seconds left and the bomb can definitely get planted now, can't it? 5v5, turns to 5v4, but we're back away to A, and it's Tizian to deny! Tizian on the 3k, and look at him cash in the 777s, man! Oh my goodness, what a round there from Tizian, and just in general from Revenant, denying the entry, which was really slow coming through from Sinners. Interesting way of actually getting into the A-bomb site.
Yeah, I think Revenant's going to be very happy with that, right? Because they're able to just set themselves. Get a good robust defense set up on that A bomb site.
Tizian, though, locks it down. And that's going to send Sinners into eco territory. So it hasn't really been a great T-side by their standards so far. Plan going to be, we've seen them do damage with these pistols already, just grouped up with numbers. There's a single flashbang on Morisco. So they're going to head in towards ramp room right now. It's NBK who's playing ramp. Off angle right now. He's out in the open though, and that flash will force him to turn. First frag found. Second comes through. Support arrives in the way of Nivera, but he's had his head ripped off. And look at Oscar. He just continues to make plays, continues to find gaps. Surely it doesn't happen again at Tro. And it doesn't look like it will unless Oscar can find a way to clutch.
It's the perfect player to have in these clutch situations. It's Oscar himself with the whole minute on the clock and then some to try to take down Lau and Reiko. Now, you do have two of the most explosive riflers on the server right now on that CT side, trying to hold it down. They haven't been that explosive as of late, especially not as of this best of 3, but we know what they're capable of. So, Oscar just trying to rotate back around out here. The timing is going to be everything on Reiko. He needs to peek out into Oscar, checks on there for Hell, and the moment he does now, it is going to be the AK finding one more kill, and all that's left is Lau trying to take this fight. Oscar wins it, and I don't believe it. Lau went in for the peek, attempted, and hoped that Oscar was just not looking that direction, didn't expect the aggression there, but it was expected, and he finds it to succeed on the round win for the Czech side.
That is outrageous. Absolutely outrageous from Oscar. Is there anything he can't do? He has just demolished Revenant single-handedly in 2 rounds now. His teammates were all making moves towards ramp, but he realized there were opportunities elsewhere. Secretly, or rather discreetly, pushes through Hut. Catches the A player either way. can't talk about that much longer because Raiko's making moves of his own. I was gonna say, how's he not been instantly traded there? Nearly finds the second, takes the round by the scruff of the neck, but unfortunately only gonna get the one kill. Shock will go down here to Launix, so Revenant, don't count them out, they've got a man advantage.
3v4, and look on down to Silo. Tizian looking for the op. Oscar realizes there's someone there, and he finds it as well. The awareness on this man is something else. Morisco on the timing, easy frag on Lau. And it's a 2v3, MBK and Nivera. All that remain of this hold, of this defense. MP9 too far away to really have any impact. And it's the IGL to stand back outside. And have a duel with Oscar is not really the easiest of feats. So
It wouldn't be my first choice, actually.
Yeah.
I could say.
So now, because of that, easy round for Sinners, I have to say. I mean, coming around, Oscar somehow knew about the position of Tizian down on Silo. The opening frag was already found there. When Reiko tried to peek on in, he got traded. So they took outside control, they get into the A-bomb site. Revenant just kind of playing this one very passively. MBK, I feel like he's trying to call for a lot of passive-aggressive plays. But for that to be working out, you need the players to actually find a lot of these trades as well, which Sinners just don't give that window of opportunity for. Right? We get to see a lot of good economical decisions coming through from Sinners in the sense of they save away a lot of util and then they send it into the next round with a lot of firepower. The openings are usually found by the T side as well, and this is what gets us to 5-5. It's a nuke, it's a CT sided map. You're supposed to be able to at least manage to get over 6 into this one, but at this point, it's not even looking like that's really too possible with the amount of guns that they have joining up into round number 11. So Revenant, this tackle pause, much needed, but what will they do with it?
Just discuss how they're going to level out their economy, honestly. And you know what, it looks like they've gone all in. I'm not a fan of this decision. A full save would have gotten them a full buy in the next. You know what, these rounds have been very messy and Sinners haven't been, you know, fantastic. We've seen them look a little bit shaky in some of these rounds. So I guess Revenants are hoping to continue to exploit that. But if they lose this and they're staring down the barrel of another 7-5 half and CT side nuke 5 rounds, that's just not going to be enough. And they've left ramp completely open. And B-Stick, well, he's just got all the reads, man.
Yes, he does. Look at this. Finds Nivera. That's gonna be the first kill already on the board. Second comes around in the form of Morisco, and he could even find the third. With that nade now bringing information. Reiko pushing the AK, almost succeeding. Reiko does manage to at least get that one going. However, still Oscar at play, man. It's still the man we know that can hit these shots. He's just toying with Tizian. He wants to go for the no-scope. This is already just Sinners showing how confident they truly do feel right now. And for good reason as well. 6-5. And Matt, if this turns to 7-5 and then pistol converted again for Sinners to take this one exactly how it went on the first map of Anubis, then we can already say our GGs. We can bow down and say that Revenant will be still playing more out here into the Swiss stage.
Yeah, thankfully for them, it is the only, it's the 2-1 stage, so Sinners, they're currently on course to get themselves a spot in the playoffs, which has become standard procedure for them. As for Revenant, they'll have another opportunity. They'll have to come back and fight again. I don't think it would be tomorrow. It might actually be tomorrow, you know. I think tomorrow's the last day of the group stage, so
Yeah.
come back and fight again tomorrow. Either way, look at Oscar. Front lines, AWP, down to 5 health, but that doesn't matter. Morisco gonna be the next man into the action. No ways. How's Nivera not gotten that kill?
Well, he hasn't. MBK at least trades around onto Shock, not on Oscar, though. 5 HP, and neither he can still shoot, and the timing couldn't have been worse for MBK. Oh, there you go. 2v3. And it's again this sort of setup that Revenant have worked with beforehand. It's gonna be Reiko, good for 1. Smoke on down to double doors. Event player Herd dropping down. Big flash around as well, forces Reiko to give up his position. Beastek, he's gonna be the linchpin in this round. Oscar can't really do a lot with his HP. Bomb picked up from Secret. Oh, and my goodness, look at Oscar here, Matt. He wants to drop down the Ven, but knows there's players there. Beastek by himself on the side. And Oscar is going to fall. But this just sells the fake that it's on A. So post plant 1v2, let's hear it. Let's see it. What can he do?
Oh shit. Smoke into flash on Tizian, both players coming from decon, which is not great because this position is strongest when you're dealing with players coming through from decon. Spots the legs of the first, but hurt the second. Beastek gets them both. Oh, sinners. So many 50-50 rounds that have gone their way, rounds in which shouldn't have gone their way. They won 2 ecos in this half alone, and they finish off with 7. What a return for them. More than they should have had.
Did Revenant even manage to win a single clutch so far? I mean, in the best of 3 in total, I think they have actually won 1 or 2 down there on Anubis. But out here on Nuke, I don't think they've won a single one. All the 50-50 rounds, as you say out here, Matt, just went the way of Sinners. And you can tell, Beastek, those were... He literally doubled his scoreline. I was about to say those were his first few kills, and realistically, yes, they were out here into this map because he wasn't needed this entire time. It was Shock and Oscar finding most of these kills outside. It was Morisco taking space, and now it's just Sinners finding a 7-5. They win out this pistol round, and again we go back to Anubis. We replay the situation we got to see beforehand, and Revenant do not want that to happen. It's Sinners CT side on one of their best maps. So this is really looking like a bad outcome here for the Revenant squad. What happened?
I feel like they just get ahead of themselves a little bit and maybe take too many unnecessary fights. You know, rounds where they have advantages, maybe they overplay them a little bit, but you've also just got to give credit to how ridiculously good Oscar was in that half. I mean, he was just in a league of his own, as he has been lately. Alright, well, 7-5. Exactly the same halftime scoreline as the first map, and a similar way in which it played out, right? Revenant start the half strong and then kind of fall off as things go on.
Yeah, well, now it means again a lot. Oh, perfect. MBK, that's gonna be the first kill. He looked away from the flash and got happy to see a frag. Mikey called in to try to flank around, so the Glock was ready there from Reiko and Tizian to find that kill. 3v5, Oscar. No way, does he deny more than one here? Nope, does not. MBK quick with it. Picked up the dualies and they win out the pistol round, so already this is the big difference maker. On the T side, they managed to find the pistol. They'll be able to equalize 7-7. And then it's a little bit easier to try to, you know, actually find something to work with out here into the second half.
That is assuming that Revenant don't have to deal with a force buy in the next round. I'm not sure if Sinners will. We'll have to wait and see. Right now, it's just about, I guess, finding extra kills. There's no way that they win this retake. They don't have a kit, so it's about trying to make sure that there aren't too many players carrying their Kevlar or guns through in the next round. Julie's moved so damn fast, very difficult to track with the USP up close like that, and Revenant will draw within 1.
And as they will, we'll be keeping on looking to see any big upsets, to see any big highlights and moments that we could catch off by the scruff of the neck here. Ooh. If this is already how the Swiss stage is looking, we're kind of getting to see more and more of the same teams out here into the playoffs for the CCT usually, right, Hayes? I mean, we've been casting most of the playoffs, at least in recent history, and we've seen kind of the same names. Do you think that's going to continue out here for qualifier 10 and 11 as well? For the series.
Ah, man, okay. I'm back. Apologies, internet is just, not playing ball, evidently.
No worries. It's just an eco round. We didn't lose absolutely anything.
Okay, I didn't miss much.
They stringed
Great.
out a couple of great kill bonuses. But
I was just thinking about whether we're gonna force there or not. Yeah, what's up, mate?
I did want to ask you. I did ask you,
Yeah.
but you couldn't hear me sadly. We've been gassing most of the playoffs so far out here
Yes.
into the CCT. How do you feel? Do you think out here into Series 10 and Series 11 as well, we're beginning to see kind of the same teams kind of making the names out there, kind of making the invite list? The Bates, the Sinners, the just in general.
Yeah,
the
I think
ones?
so. I mean, we generally do have a pretty high level of competition that get invited to the playoffs, right? I wouldn't be surprised if Sinners was one of those teams occasionally that did get an invite. You know, sometimes we have names like Fnatic,
Yeah,
Saw.
big.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like teams, even in the top sort of 20 to 15 is maybe borderline, I guess. But outside the top 15, we see those big names, which I just love because it means the teams that do come through the Swiss stage then get leveled up in terms of the opposition they have to play against, right?
Yeah. They have chances to really fight up against the big dogs, which is definitely what can make success stories really nice and really rewarded, right? Feel really rewarded. And we'll keep talking about that, but we'll see how this round plays off as well, because the bonus coming through from the T side, Revenant, still playing with a lot of MAC-10s, and one of their main rifles on MBK just fell out here outside. Morisco always going to be playing this outside position, but look on down towards ramp. So much space taken already by Revenant. They're just trying to get inside of the D-bomb side. And it is going to be V-Stick connecting onto Tizian, shutting him down. Again, IGL to IGL. Having this duel. V-Stick has got a lot on his plate. Reiko, 12 HP. Just taking a stroll out here with the bomb behind him. Trying to play that decoy. Surprised he doesn't give the AK here to Lao. Right? Would rather have the Mac 10 on a low HP player. But Nivera is going to fall down as well, and the round is going to crumble with 20 seconds. Don't think we're getting a bomb planted, but I do think we'll be getting a one last fight here. Yeah,
Okay, there we go. I was just thinking, maybe if they could find an entry, some utility there to aid their cause as well, but nah, it's not going to happen. Sinners will get themselves underway here on their CT side. They get their noses in front once again. And now, Revenant will have to empty their pockets. That was the bonus round, right? That was the round where they carried through some weaker weapons, and we're just looking to try and make something different happen. Now, it reaches the business end. Vital gun round here for the T side. And AWP was brought up by Tizian. Yeah, there we go. Navera's picked it up. That makes sense. Let's see what he can do with the sniper. Scream's cousin.
Yeah,
Scream's brother. Scream's brother, not cousin.
see it. See what you can do. But, continuing on my point before we get to see the CWP actually find the first on Morisco outside, was the fact that, yeah, it brings around really great narratives, especially with, like, close qualifier teams like Monty Gen going up to teams like Parivision, right? It's a huge discrepancy in those ranks, but it just makes for great runs. It makes for the players actually manage to get out of the CCT what they wanted to get. Not only the money out of the prize pool, but also the experience out of being able to try to go up against teams that are at such a bigger caliber than you are. And it just gives hope for a lot of newer teams into the scene to show what they're made of. For a lot of players to show that they can shoot, and not only shoot, but just play the game in general. And my goodness, Nivera, that is one opening outside onto Morisco with a headshot, and the second down on Mikey as well. So you've shut down the new boys. Now let's take the old guard out. Let's see. 8 to 7. Nivera is still outside.
He's done great work in this round so far, my word, just working here by himself. Tizian's going to be very happy to see these kills coming through after he dropped the sniper across. Now it's just about finishing off the job if you're the T side. I think going down ramp to B is the best option. NBK has spotted Shock there, so that might send the team in the opposite direction. 20 seconds on the clock here. Oh, Shock's heaven. Never mind. There we go. That makes a lot more sense, right? I was kind of looking at it like it was the old mini-map, right? Trying to figure out if the player was on the top side or the lower side of the map. But, of course, times have long changed since then. And it will be Revenant to level it up once again, almost entirely because of Nivera finding both those picks outside. That's what forces the rotations and the movements and creates all the space. So, great stuff out of him.
And you can tell they're not going to be going in for this round. Sinner's not that much cash in the bank. We'll be saving away the A1S, AK, and the AWP now with B-Stick. And that will be that. Revenant, they bring it back up to 8 to 8, but they still will be keeping this half consistent, as it was Sinners to pick up a couple of rounds, then they're bringing it back, and I think we're going to get to see this back and forth quite often out here into this latter half of Nuke. Seeing as Sinners are always great on their city sides. But Revenant, so far, not half bad on the calls made by MBK, especially because his individuals have had these big moments like Nivera, like Reiko. But I do not mind this. They won the pistol, they lost a couple, now they're bringing it through. And we'll see what Sinners manage to get up on the board into this round as well. They will be having the full buy as well. But let's see. Round number 17. And I am curious about something out here. I'm going to check down for Wikipedia. And I'm not going to be checking for the usual Wikipedia. So take this round away, and I'll tell you what
Yeah,
I'm
I
thinking
got
as Reiko
you.
finds the first.
Oh, job to be done here for Shock at ramp, though, finds a frag, a bit of follow-up damage to MBK, and he falls back. That's the key part. Keeps himself alive. Tizian is looking to pursue Shock right now, who actually will still hold a fairly forward angle right now. He hasn't bunkered down in the B bomb sites itself. He's looking to stop them from getting back into B. In the meantime, NBK has called for his troops to pump the brakes as well and give him some time to try and work into the round. Pivots back in towards the safe bomb site. There's only one player here right now behind Silo. NBK is ready for the peak. Great shot there on Morisco. And that completely unlocks the safe bomb site. Mikey, he's going to be the first responder. But that molly will keep him at bay. Ticks mean the information's there for the T side. It's an even numbers game. And this is all based off of MBK's calling that's actually gotten them back into this round. Bomb clone found. And now it's pressure on Sinners to make the retake happen.
See it, 3v3 indeed happening, and Tizian just checking down on Mini, big nade down onto Mikey to deny him on the peak. And it surely has to come sometime soon. The nade is good. It's injury down as well, but it's a little bit late. Tizian with the back turned around. If ever finds another headshot, MBK right back then, and MBK manages to still be that commander to save the day out here for Revenant. Get them over the line, 9-8 out here, and Sinners, they just lost a big round. Sure, they'll reinvest, but it's only a force buy. AWP still onto Oscar. However, out here, Matt, that was almost close to a must-win here for the Czech side. This is going to be barreling them down to a really tough outcome if Revenant put up double digits.
Yeah, Revenants are doing very well here on the T side. I love that little mid-round decision pivot call from NBK, who's 16-8 right now. He's having a fantastic time of it. Raiko is as well. Revenant have a lead here, doing what they weren't able to on Anubis, which is keep things going on the map after they were in a good strong position, right? Things fell apart, but not here on Nuke. It's gonna have to be an eco from the CT side. Oscar wants a hero AWP because he's feeling it. He wants to go all in here. What do you make of that decision?
It's ballsy, but it's Oscar, right? On anyone else, I would say, okay. Not really the best of ideas, but sure, go for it. It's Oscar right now. He's still 14-10. He isn't as good as we got to see him on Anubis, but still, he's pulling in big impact. The most out here right now, actually, for Sinners. So, I'm not gonna say no to it. Let's see what he's got. Coming up into this one, he finds the first on Lao. When he very trades out immediately, but Shock is still there to find the pole. So, Sinners, with the man advantage already into the game, things not looking half bad on this investment. Oscar still left alive, checks down for Mini, and then looks down to Squeaky as well. Could find anyone at any time.
NBK is the key here. NBK is going to go back round to heaven. Looks like Oscar might actually get beast. No, it's Beastick who's going to get. Oh, who's boosting? Okay, Oscar's boosted back up. NBK has now wrapped around and could go up the ladder to heaven. He is.
Wait, timing is everything. NBK wants to peek, and he finds him. So now that the IGL has found the first one, he's calling in the peek, and Beastick to fall down as well. Nivera keeps it going. Nivera on the AWP, good for 3, and looks for his 4th as well, and he's gonna win it. Nivera takes this round by the scruff of the neck indeed, and picks up Revenant to double digits, 10-8, and Sinners are now not the richest in the whole bunch.
Well, here we go. Oscar now has to make it work with the auto shotty because he went for the AWP in the previous, and well, he did find a kill as did Shock, but Revenant again had a fallback plan. An option was the big brain of MBK that unlocked the round once again for Revenant. And now they're in complete control, and if they win this round, I'd say the map is as good as done.
Yeah. Really important out here for Revenant, and they might just be able to actually trade away maps here with Sinners, which would be huge because next map up is going to be Dust 2, and if the individuals keep performing like they are right now, MBK, Reiko, Nivera, we know Tizian played really well into Anubis as well. And it's not going to be all daisies and rainbows out here for Sinners. Now checking down.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, what were you trying to find, mate?
I found a forbidden Wikipedia page out here for us CSGO enjoyers, CS2 enjoyers, just in general. In the Valorant one, Nivera had his time around with Team Liquid as well, but not the Team Liquid that we know out here for CS, but the Team Liquid down there for Valorant. And we know where Scream went to Valorant back away as well, but it's good to see Nivera back in play. But he had his time around in Valorant as well. Had a good couple of 3 years, and his first one definitely his best. But out here, Tizian just gets into the side. Oscar with a shotgun manages to find one as well. He just keeps on jump shotting. Found a good damage, good bit of damage there on the ex-Valorant Pro as well. But Big Stick shuts him down, and Sinners bring it right back around.
Okay, well, they really needed that round, obviously, right? So, fantastic work out of them. Great timing on the swing there from Beefstick to help Oscar out as well. And it means that Sinners will draw back within one. You look at the money here, it will be an okay investment. But if Revenant loses this round, then the game's completely open-ended once again. So, Nuke is back alive.
It is.
Mac 10 and a Galil for Raiko, so it's not like they've got the best guns coming into this one either. What does NBK call with such limited utility?
Well, it's more of how passive will MBK be? Sinners, they've got all the util in the world, all the firepower right now. They need this round, and they're going to be playing as close as they can to win it. But Morisco is going to bolt Tizian. Doesn't find anything there besides his own head down in the dirt. But Mikey didn't know where to look anymore. He was bewildered out from that smoke, and all that's left is a 4v2, which they have to retake. They want to. MBK spotted. He was already down in the dust with his HP. Flash comes into the side. Lau and X not spotted just yet. I think the player down on box was. However, Shock doesn't want to go for this, and neither does Oscar. So this is going to be a safe call being made out here, Matt. Even though they could have attempted it. Full belt of util there on Oscar as well. But it was really tough to try to do. So I get it. But there we go, 11-9, Revenant will be taking this one away.
Exactly as was required of them. It was a great call, just explosive in towards that A-bomb site. NBK, the tip of the spear, makes the call and he finds the entry frags, man. Is there anything this guy can't do? He's so good to watch when he's on form. 11-9, they're 2 rounds away from finishing off the map here, and if they win this one, it's as good as done. They take us to Dust 2. And you know what, I'm pleasantly impressed to see the level coming through from Revenant here on the seaside right now, because I honestly did think that they were in quite a lot of trouble coming into the second half, being down 7-5, but they turned things around really nicely.
They did, they 100% did. And now, because of this, it's going to be one more tackle timeout coming through for Sinners. And remember, we got to see the XM being brought out by Oscar, then he manages to buy up on the AWP because of that kill bonus. Now, he's going to be staying on with it, and we don't get to see Nivera on and off as well. So he could be holding outside right now alongside Morisco, have one player down on A, have to rotate really quick, and Sinners could actually still try to bring this one back. It's not really that far away from the realms of possibility, depending on what MBK calls in again. But with Lau being on the Mac 10 here, we'll see where they decide to entry up first. Flash on in, really quick out, intake into the A-bomb side, and you have no one here because you were trying to take outside, as I was saying. But right now, Lau and X finds the first Beefstick out of the game, and this is already Revenant with the bomb basically planted out here. Mikey just runs spray and pray. He was trying for it, man. He found a lot of damage, and look at the HP values out here for Revenant. But there's no way that Sinners know about this. There's no way. There's no way.
Oh my goodness.
It was about to
3 versus 3. A heavy health advantage here for the CT side. Still got Oscar trying to make his way back up the ramp though, so it's going to be a while before he's able to affect the round at all. A fresh smoke minis is going to be so frustrating for Morisco. Oscar eventually going to join up with his teammates as he makes his way in towards heaven, but Revenant know exactly where all three of these players are, right? Bar Oscar, but they've got a very good idea. He's going to have to try and dump some utility. That'll compromise his position. Shock looking to try and find a way into the bomb site off the back of that Util, and he catches Lounix out. Low HP player dead vent. Shock will take him down. Oscar's got the kit. The fuse will come through just in time, and Sinners do really well to keep their composure in the heat of the moment.
Imagine there wasn't enough time and Shock was the only one on the site. He enters and he realizes he doesn't have a kit. His whole team has one. What was he supposed to do? Maybe kill Oscar midair to try to take away the fuse kit in a very ballerina fashion, but it's double digits now for both teams on the board. Sinners have managed to win that one out, and what does that mean? Look at the economy out here for Revenant, right? Not that good looking. MBK is going to be on a Hero AK, everybody else on pistols or Mac 10s. So, Revenant, they've won a Tech 9 round beforehand. Let's see here as well. Oh, does he just not have a gun? Yeah, he didn't have a gun. Picked up a Glock from spawn. Oof. That's going to be delaying them a little bit.
Yeah, man, it surely doesn't fall apart for Revenant from here. They fought so well on their T side, and I really did like the call in the previous round as well. I thought it was brilliant decision-making. I don't think that's where they lost it. They just took so much damage, you know, unfortunately, really. Just in transition, catching bullets through smokes, gunfights getting pretty messy. So they now have to save. Not a save round in which they don't have any firepower, though.
Nivera 20 and 10, MBK 19 and 11. I mean, these score lines are looking insane, right? Oscar was looking amazing for the first map as well. He's still looking great, and look at him go. He's continuing it. Will the AK actually be retrieved?
Oh,
I
no.
think it will be, and there's the MP9 finding two. Beastic good for them. Reloads. Nivera's gonna fall down as well after finding himself a frag, and, well, now it's over. It's done. There it is. 11-11.
3 frags from Beastic's MP9 as well, nets him a cool $1,800. And as you say, scoreline leveled up. And there's money in the bank for Sinners. You can't say the same for Revenant though, Atro. So, some spooky times ahead here for the T side. If they lose this round, they only get $2,400. Everything relying on this gun round right now for the T side. And even if they win it, they're still going to have to win a follow-up round to close it out. And I mean, when I say it, obviously they'll have to win a follow-up round. What I mean is it's going to be a follow-up gun round. There's not going to be any easy rounds for Revenant. So let's see if they can make it work.
I don't think there's going to be any easy rounds out here for Sinners either. I mean, sure, Revenant, they don't have all the firepower in the world, but they do have aggression. They are the ones trying to find the initiative out here into round number 23. And even though they're working with only a Tech 9 onto MBK, still have to enter up in towards outside. Gonna be a hold down for Disco again. Lounix trying to find the first. That's gonna be good on Mikey. Look on down for the second. Shock trades it back around and takes away the attention from the second vent player, who does manage to find one more. Beastic keeps it going. Morisco still outside. Connects, and Nivera's the last man standing. Finds another kill, but needs 3 more to actually win out this round, and he's found the second. Now 2. Oscar and Morisco have to play together. Oscar peeks on in. Huge damage taken. Morisco tries to trade back. He kills his own teammate. Oh no, but he still connects. Morisco about to send that one to the graveyard. About to lose it for Sinners, but he does manage to win it in the end. Really nice attempt from Nivera as well.
Yeah, honestly, I actually really wanted Nivera to win that just so we could say welcome back to Counter-Strike. I know he's been here for a couple months now, but what a sick clutch attempt coming through from him, man. He was dialed in there, so much damage done. Can't hit the last bullet to finish off the job, though. Morisco nearly runs out of ammo as well. He's had a very tough time of it here on Nuke so far, but Sinners will get themselves to map and series point. Revenant, it was a great call. It was a really good call. I feel like they just ran out of steam trying to go into that A bomb site. Not going to run out of steam here, though. Straight through squeaky door. They're going towards the A bomb site with the Tech 9s.
If this worked out before, it's gonna work out again, but they're straight back into the vent, and Oscar was ready for this. Already found the first, almost got the second as well through that Here comes the incendiary, here comes the nade, big damage dealt already, but the bomb is planted immediately. Deagle, Mac 10 and Tech 9 looking to try to hold down this side, and it's gonna be Reiko on the AWP, shutting him down, picking it up. Shock had the double op set up though, finds Tizzy as well, back onto the side. 3v2, and they have to play this one carefully. Looking down on towards the vent is gonna be Navera with the back turned away, falling, and all that's left is Reiko. His position is now known as well, spotted out there onto Sniper's Nest, and he is gonna fall. GG's is what we say here, Hayes, as Sinners manage to climb their way back out here into the CT side and win out their own map pick 13-11, as Revenant will be falling down to the 2-2 bracket. Sinners will be sent to the playoffs once again.
Oh, great work coming through from Sinners to claw their way back there in the dying stages of Nuke and close the map out. And with that, the series, I thought Revenant had done enough to at least lock in an overtime. At the bare minimum, get an OT here on Nuke. But unfortunately, they fall short. They were 11-9 up. 4 rounds in a row for Sinners, sees them win the map 13-11. Boy, was it a contest, but they come out on top, and that means they win the series 2-0, and they book themselves a spot into the playoffs. Unfortunately for Revenant, means they'll have to come back and fight again tomorrow in that 2-2 bracket.
They do indeed. GG's to everyone involved. Revenant really tried to make this map work, but in the end, it's still the Czech powerhouses continuing on their great form. And they show us why it's such a great form. Everybody performed, not only Oscar this time around, even though I would still say he's the MVP. Beastie came around in a big fashion as well. Morisco always held down in towards outside. Mikey and Shock had their moments too. We love to see it out here for Sinners, but in the end, it's going to be them moving to the playoffs and us looking forward to the next best of 3 at hand here, Hayes. What do we have looking forward
We
to
got
the next?
Permitter versus Alliance coming up next. I guess we just bring up a quick schedule so we can show everybody exactly what we have lined up going into the rest of the day. Of course, that's the first game of the day done and dusted. Sinners coming across the line 2-0. We did expect them to win, but yeah, gave us an entertaining finish, that's for sure. So let's just bring that schedule up quickly, production. We can just confirm the matches. Like I said, Alliance versus Permitter going to be that next game of the day. Atro and I have the pleasure of casting that, and then Endpoint against 9 will round our proceedings. Now, of course, all of the matches today are 2-1. It's the last of our 2-1 matches. And then tomorrow will be round 5, right? The last round of the Swiss stage. We close out our playoffs and get into, we close out our teams for the playoffs and then we get into the playoffs. So, Atro, why don't you take us to a break there, mate?
Okay, well, sure. Permitta Alliance, gonna be a great game. You guys don't go anywhere, but we will be getting there in around about an hour in a little bit. So, take your time, go eat something, go grab some drinks, and we'll be right back with you guys to see who is going to be our second seed of the day for those playoffs. Stay tuned to find out.
You look into your inventory and there's only... It's time to forget about this garbage. Here you will find everything to play with really cool skins. Open top cases. Upgrade dropped skins and turn your junk into a cool gun using the contract system. Every day, thousands of people upgrade their inventory with us. Hellcase.com. Look at yourself in a new way.
Do you have any unnecessary skins or want to sell them? Try Skin Place. Visit the website, select the skins you want to use. Easily fill your Steam trade link. Make sure we offer good prices and choose a payment method. Hit the button and boom, instant cash. Safety. Low commissions. Instant payouts. Skin Place.